Are you ready to start a wholesaling real estate business with under $500? Well, if you're ready to go, this is the complete tutorial today. Guys, most people will have to pay thousands of dollars just to get information like this on how to legitimately start a wholesaling business with no money at all. Guys, I'm going to break down from start to finish exactly the game plan, the methods you can do. I'm going to give you 7 options of what path you want to take with under $500 to actually get real legit wholesaling real estate deals. You are not listening from some shmuru guru who's trying to sell you a course at the end of this. Honestly, what I can legitimately tell you in my heart is I'm a person that's done over 1,000 real estate wholesaling deals. I started this business with under $300, and I used one of the methods I will talk about today. So, to learn how to go from broke to millionaire in wholesaling, you should listen to somebody who did it at 17 years old. Guys, I can tell you right now, if you're willing to put in the work and do the knowledge and the things that I say, the methods and the game plan, you will get your first deal. You'll pour that money into more marketing and you'll start getting more deals and you will get rich in this business. That is what I'm going to do today. So guys, my name is Zach and I've done over 1,000 real estate wholesaling deals, like I've said before, and I've taught hundreds of thousands of people how to get started in the wholesaling real estate game. And my mission today is to completely educate you on how to start wholesaling houses with under $500. So if that's exciting, you're ready to go, you're wanting to get into this, guys, do me a favor. Let's get into it. Let's talk about this and let's really break it all down. But before we get going, guys, you know what to do. Make sure you smash the like button, hit that subscribe button, and always comment below your questions so I can help you become the best wholesaler you possibly can be. Without further ado, let's break this down and let's really get into exactly how to get started in this business with under $500 in your bank account. So let's break it down. Let's get into it and let's share exactly everything you need to know about getting started in wholesaling real estate with no money at all. So today's video, I'm really going to show you how to get that first deal in under 30 days with under $500. Then we can get some money and then, start getting a little more proactive with it, start making a lot more money. And that is sort of the point today. That is what we're going to be talking about. And that is what I want to get into. So under 500, let's talk about this. So first and foremost, I think everybody can benefit from this. And I will say it once on, well, I might say it a couple times on this. But the one thing I can tell you is check out our 30-day wholesaling challenge. It's at freewholesaling.com. And it will walk you through how to get your first deal in under 30 days. That is where I really dedicate 30 days, an entire month, into just getting your first deal. I do it every June, and so it is coming up. And we will be breaking down the updated, 30-day wholesaling challenge. But for everybody who needs to get their first deal, go to freewholesaling.com right now and go to the 30-day wholesaling challenge. It's its own module in there. And I'm telling you, from day 1, 2, 3, all the way to 30, that is where it's going to be at. Let me give you a little bit of that information and then you can go do it yourself. But I think everybody will benefit from doing that. So what is our goal? Our goal, simply, like easy, simple, no, we're not complicating it. Our main goal here is just to get our first deal. When we got $500, let's focus on getting our first deal and then pouring the money we make from that back into some more marketing so it gets a little easier. There's no secret that it is not super easy to make $1 million with no money at all. You get some money with no money and then use that money for marketing. I give the information out for free. The marketing you got to pay for sometimes, but you can do it without any money, but you're going to have to put the time in for it to work. On top of that too, how are we going to get it, right? We are going to get this first deal by pulling lists and marketing to sellers. That is what we're doing. We pull lists and we go out here and market to sellers. That is it. So a list is going to be a list of someone that potentially might want to sell their property based on any considering reason for them to be motivated for us to make some money. And marketing is just going out here and really talking to these sellers and seeing what we can do to actually help the sellers out. And so we can help everyone become the best wholesaler. So we're going to help everyone with a cash offer. And obviously we're going to be the best wholesaler possible by doing this. So let's break this down. Let's get into it. And then obviously why. Guys, what is your why? Tell me. My why was I didn't want to work a job. I was sick of the job that we had and all this stuff. And honestly, if you actually go out here and really think to yourself, why do you want to get started in this business? Why? You have to tell yourself. And that's why I want everyone in the comments of this video, let me know in the comments. I want to read it. I want to see it. I want everyone watching right now to tell me, why do you not want to live the life you're at right now? Why do you want something else? Why are you going to get into wholesaling? Why are you doing this stuff, right? Got a lot of people, oh, I'm in the military. I want to get out of it. I want to get debts paid off, 9 to 5, tired of living paycheck to paycheck, right? We're getting a lot of these out here. I see it. These are all very honorable things. And it doesn't have to be this honorable thing. Like I want to, cure disease and solve homelessness all at once right now. Guys, you gotta get selfish on this. Give a reason that's actually going to light a fire up your butt. You actually have to have a legit reason why. And if you do not have this legit reason why, you're going to have a problem. And so this is why you have to ask yourself. This is why you have to tell yourself, hey, I am sick of where I'm at right now in my life. I know I deserve differently. I know I deserve better. And I know I can do a lot better in my life. You have to ask yourself why you're doing this and why you want to do what you want to do. I see a lot of wholesalers out here. They want to get into it. They want to make a quick 20K, quick 30K. And let me just tell you the honest truth. If you're in this business just to make a quick buck, you ain't going to stay. It's the fire that you have in your heart that's going to make you want to stay after the going gets tough. And so that's the big difference I see. I want to tell everyone right now, why do you want to start wholesaling? Why do you want to get in this? Why? Right? I mean, you only have $500 is most likely money, but the one thing is most people, wholesaling in my opinion is like a marathon, and I have ran a marathon before. So I feel like I ran a marathon just so I can say this analogy, because I ran a marathon at 20 years old, 3 years ago, while I was doing YouTube, because I felt like I could say this analogy a lot better. But as somebody that ran a marathon, didn't stop, was not fun, but I did. I could tell you, there's a lot of miles in a marathon. I think 26.2, okay? And the wholesaling marathon's true. Anyone could say they're running a marathon. Anyone can run 5 miles, okay? The average Joe, probably 5 miles. But once you get to mile 6, mile 7, it's like, I'm not even halfway done. I'm tired. And unless you actually have a motivating reason why you're actually wanting to run a marathon, usually quit right there. Once you're at mile 15, 16, your body starts hurting. Your body's like, what are you doing? Let's stop. And most people stop right there. But guess what? If you have a reason why you don't want to stop that is greater than your body aches, you'll keep going. And so the thing is, most people, they want to get rich. They want to make money. But when the aches and pains start happening in real estate, which it's not physical pain, it's mental boredom sometimes of marketing and doing the same thing. If you have that real why of why you're wanting to do it, that will light a fire up your butt so hard that you're more fearful of what will happen if you don't wholesale than actually wholesaling. And so I say this analogy a lot, but like, what you're scared to cold call. Guys, I was so fearful of being broke. So I used to have bandit signs out at 5 a.m. on a Saturday, while cutting her weight on a wrestling tournament, trying to make states, all this stuff, right? I would get up at 5 a.m. and I was tired. I was hungry. I was very thirsty. Very cut weight. But my fear of being a bag boy was so much greater than my fear of getting no sleep that I didn't care how tired I was. I didn't want to be broke. I was more tired of being tired of working that 9 to 5 life, scrubbing toilets, bagging groceries, than I was being tired of waking up in the morning. And until you have something like that, which it's not that difficult to have a fire like that. I think most people working the 9 to 5 understand what I'm talking about. They'll change things, right? There's a lot of great reasons I see in the comments. And I do want to talk about them, but there's some really good ones, Juan's got to go and he said escaping the matrix, and the 9 to 5 matrix is a true thing. And it's amazing. So let's get into the fundamentals. Let's get into the reasons why, right? So day one, we're getting started in this business. We want to get it going. How do we do it, right? Well, the first day we start in this, right? $500. What do we do, right? Number one, we need to gather information. That's first of all what we need to do. We got to gather some info. We got to learn the entire wholesaling real estate process, and we just got to get through it, right? That is honestly what it is. Day one is all about gathering information, learning what wholesaling is, learning what it's not, the fundamentals, is it legal, is it not, all these things, right? Then we go through freewholesaling.com. We start going through 30-day wholesaling challenge. We're learning about it, going from here to there to there. We're learning all this stuff. That's it, right? Day one's not about closing that deal right now. It just, hey, let's just learn the basics and just start taking steps, right? You can't go from crawling to sprinting, right? You got to crawl, standing up, walking, and then sprint, right? That's it. Then day two, it gets more interesting, right? We got to figure out if we're going to need to go virtual or local, find a good title company, maybe hop on a one-on-one call to see what Zach has to say, But really, those are the things you got to do. Not that complicated, right? And then we kind of get into week 1, right? Don't be a dummy. Pull the government list. So like once we get into week 1, we start taking action. This is for 99% of people. You got, look at this. That's a dog with glasses. That's a dog with paperwork. That's a dog with a pencil. That's a dog that knows stuff. It's a dog I'd ask advice for. That dog probably knows a lot more than me. And that dog says, don't be a dummy, pull a government list. Why? Because it's simple. It's a no-brainer. We ain't got much money. Let's pull a list that's free. Let's pull a list that's super motivated. And let's pull a list that will actually get results for people. That is it. Don't be a dummy, pull a government list. And at Wholesaling.com, we teach you how to pull the code violations, water shutoffs, all the great government lists. Then you might ask me, Zach, what government list should I pull? This is an easy one for me. Number 1, the probates. Guys, you need to be pulling the probates. Hands down, that should be your number 1 priority right now for going out here and cold calling these type of lists. Go after the probates. Super motivated, super free. And honestly, you don't have to call thousands of these leads to get deals. It's actually very simple to get deals and stuff like this. And I'm getting asked, Zach, how do I pull this type of list? How do I do it? Come on. Oh, where do you think I'm going to tell you to go how to learn this list? Hey, is there any screen shares of me actually showing you how to do it online absolutely for free? Yeah, freewholesaling.com. You hear me say it a bunch of times. Go to it. Number 2, the arrest records with factors. What does that mean, right? I've talked about this forever. But pull the arrest record list. I've called people out before, but I'll tell you, I'd say 95% of everyone watching this has probably never pulled the arrest record list before. Probably pulled the code violation list because you're just getting so annoyed from me talking about it. But you never probably pulled the arrest record list. And the arrest record list is basically a list of people that got arrested. All right. And maybe there's another motivating factor with. Maybe I pull all the arrest records, and then I pull all the liens, and then I pull maybe all the, let's do pre-foreclosures and see if any of these duplicate. If they pop up more than once, so they're a duplicate, right? I go to ChatGPT, which guess what? We have an AI section at freewholesaling.com. Not a lot of people know that, but we do. It's brand new. But we have an AI section, how to use AI to find multiple factors in data set. It's not complicated. I don't care how old you are, you can learn it, right? Like guys, I had to learn how to tie my shoes. I had to learn how to ride a bike, Guys, there's people that are 7 years old in like 1915 that had to learn how to ride a car. A car's on a fad. It's gonna be here forever. That's what AI is gonna be. Go to freewholesaling.com, learn it. Always new stuff going in freewholesaling.com. But like the arrest records with multiple factors is an amazing one. Next year, code violation. I'm telling you, bread and butter. You have code enforcement going out here and looking, actually going out here and looking for ugly houses, and old ladies call their neighbors that have ugly houses and try to tattletale on them. It's crazy. And I keep getting asked in the comments, it's like, how do I find the arrest record list? I don't want to get short, but like, come on. You already know where it's at. Freewholesaling.com. The liens. Guys, I love the lien list. If there's a list out here of people out that absolutely need to sell a house, the liens are one of them. You're behind on your taxes. That's a tax lien list. You're going to be behind. I mean, you can do the IRS tax lien list too. You can do the revenue for the state, but there's also code violation liens, right? There's pre-foreclosure liens they put on you, right? There's bail bondsman can be a lien on a list, right? Like a lien on your record, right? There's so many great liens that we can go after. Credit card debt lien, like there's so many great liens. I don't like mechanics liens. That's the only one I usually always avoid. But outside of that, that's a great list to be pulling. Top of that, water shutoffs, utility liens. That's another lien, right? But water shutoff is another one. Guys, if the water is not running at a house, it is not a fun place to be. It's camping without AC. That is not good. Okay? Utility department, think about it. If your water and your power is not running, you can't use the toilet, you can't wash your clothes. That's not a fun place to be. Okay, that is not the place that I want to be at. And so most people are very motivated in that situation to get rid of the property, right? On top of that too is the fire damage properties. Guys, if the house goes on fire, come on. Like, guys, if the house is on fire, you probably don't want to live on there. They're already getting an insurance check. So their money's not even an issue. It's just a problem property. There's a lot of cash buyers for that. And I want you to understand that most buyers, everyone imagines, maybe they watch, what are those? They have those new like fire drama love shows. I get ads on like Hulu on it like all the time, but like, hey, he's saving fire and then he's saving his romance or whatever. Those little fire funny shows, and they make it seem like on these TV shows and Netflix that like every single fire damage property gets burned to a crisp and it's the most tragic thing ever. And I'll tell you, most fires, if you ever talk to real firemen and firewomen, EMTs, and all of our great first responders. Most of them are like kind of small, you know, like most fires happen in a kitchen, and honestly it's a stove issue, or it's basically the microwave and then the hair dryer in the master baths. It's not that complicated, you know. And most fires, like, it's partially damaged, like the whole place doesn't burn down. On top of that, I'm in Florida, so most houses are concrete block, and so that means that fire doesn't go crazy. Like the foundation's still fine. Trusses are, you know, wooden, but like honestly, they're not crazy insane fires. And so like you look at statistics, damaged properties, like stats, but like if you really look at stats on fire damaged properties, it's a good amount, but it's not as crazy as you think. Most of them for cooking accidents, and so the kitchen's kind of attacked, right? But really they're not insane. Like they're kind of a little bit of damage. Sometimes they don't get insurance, just it's an ugly house. So definitely go after those properties. For Wholesaling.com, we teach you. And so that was our lists, right? And how I consider like I think of lists as the bait, right? And then I think of the marketing channel as the rod. You have to have both things. So think about fishing for a second here, right? If I'm going out here and I got a good bait and then a really bad rod, I go out here, it's a huge tuna, okay? The tuna's gonna get it, I'm gonna get it hooked, but if the rod snaps in half in like 5 seconds, it's like, that's a waste. That's never gonna work. And I might have the strongest rod and then I might have terrible bait. What's gonna happen? What do you think is gonna happen? I'm not gonna catch anything. And so the best thing is when you have good bait and good rod. And so you can actually catch something while actually having it want to eat it. That's what wholesaling comes down to when it comes to your marketing. It's the list and the channel. Yeah, you can have the best list in the world, but if your channel sucks, you're not going to get any deals. And you might have the best channel in the world, the best cold calling scripts, and everything's perfect. You're spending all this money, but if your list sucks, you go to like a free list provider, like company that's trying to make money off you in the back end, get trash data and then trash skip tracing. It doesn't matter how good your list is, right? So this is why you have to have the best of both worlds, Hannah Montana style, right? And so you have to go out here and find the best deals by using the best marketing channels too. So on top of this, right? My favorite marketing channel, hands down right now, is reverse drawing for dollars. I'm the only one in this industry to ever talk about it. It's very sad. I am the only one in wholesaling to really ever talk about reverse drawing for dollars. But hey, this is why you watch me. I'm the only one who'll tell you this stuff. I'm not here to sell you anything on it. Get in your car, look for ugly houses, slap sticky notes on it. That is how you do it. Guys, the cool part about that is if you listen to what I say about reverse drawing for dollars, this is the fascinating part about this. If you listen to what I have to say, your list and your channel is the same with reverse drawing for dollars. So it's really dummy proof. Also, you can pay people 15, 20 bucks an hour to do it for you, which seems like a lot of money, but honestly, it's not for the amount of work they're doing and for the effectiveness it has versus a VA. And really, the cool part is you can do it with headphones on, right? And so I talked about Hannah Montana, right? You can listen to Hannah Montana in your AirPods and reverse drive for dollars all day. No calling, nor door knocking, none of that thing. It's all you have to do. I'm telling you, it's money right there, okay? So drive for dollars and reverse drawing for dollars is going to be the number 1 marketing channel I can tell you. Hands down. Nothing better than that right now, especially this year. And I'll tell you, if it gets saturated, it gets saturated, but I've been talking about this for years and it still hasn't been saturated because people know it works. They're just not willing to do it. Next is SMS text blasting. Love SMS text blasting. A lot of people think this really, it grinds my gears a little. But people think when I say SMS text blasting, they have to drop 5, 6, 7, 8, 900 bucks a month in texting. And that's not the case. You can text blast for free. Let me repeat it for everybody in the back. Text blasting is also free. To your phone right here. You can text 50 to 100 people a day without being spammed on your personal cell phone. 50 to 100. Let's do the math really quick. That's 3,000 texts a month. That's 36,000 texts a year. I can guarantee you send 36,000 texts a year, one of them's going to land a deal. Most people aren't willing to do that. And let me give you my super ultra secret texting cheat code. Now this is going to save you. Let's do the math here. This will save you how much a month? Let me give you something that is going to cost the average person $750 a month of marketing. Let me know in the comments. Do you want me to go reveal something that will cost you on average $750 a month that I'm going to give for you and show you how to do it for free with texting? I'll save you $750 a month. I'm going to give you a $750 a month marketing channel right now. That is absolutely, you can do it for free where the average person has to pay it. Let me reveal it. All right. My boys at dmzack.com are not going to like me for this, but I'm going to reveal it right now. All right. They're going to hate me for it, but you know what? It's fine. So if you go to dmzack.com, it's Deal Machine. We love Deal Machine, right? I love drawing for dollars, reverse drawing for dollars. They got everything on there, right? I love it. On Deal Machine, they make a good amount of money doing this. I drive for dollars, right? Here's a really cool thing you can do with Deal Machine. I see an ugly. I'm not trying to sell you on Deal Machine. We got $500. Okay, let's not do Deal Machine right now. But all right, this is what you have on Deal Machine though. You see an ugly house. You take the picture of the house, and you can put it on a postcard for like 50 cents. And then you send the postcard out with the picture from the drawing for dollars, and it gets an insane response rate. It's not Google Maps. No, it's actually a legit picture from your phone. Insane response rate. Costs about 50 cents to do. Let's get into this. Guess what you're going to do instead? I challenge everybody doing this right now. If you're drawing for dollars or reverse drawing for dollars, find the ugly house. Okay. Take a picture of that ugly house, and guess what you're going to do? You don't need dmzack.com for this. If you have an iPhone or a good Android, it will actually geotag the picture you took. It'll actually show you. This is at 123 Main Avenue. I took this picture. My iPhone does that. If you have iPhones, that's fine. Android, I think, does that. You can drop a pin on Google Maps. If that's what you do, or you can just write the address down and just take picture 1, picture 2, picture 3, and put it in your notes or whatever. But what you can do there is go back here, go to truepeoplesearch.com, find their phone number, and find the wire list and text that seller. So text the seller, since you're using your own phone, the picture that you took of it, and say, hey, I just went by this house. Is everything okay? I had a quick question. I'm telling you, you text that 50 times a day for 30 days straight. That's $750 of postcards that you sent out that cost no money at all. Guess what? It works. Also, you can go out here and take a Google Maps if you're doing virtual and do that too. Guys, that's 9-10 grand a year marketing, which should yield you 100 grand right there. Guys, I know it sounds really simple what I just said, but I'm telling you, I think 2% of people are actually going to listen to what I say. And what I'm telling you in wholesaling, it's like you have to do what the other people aren't willing to do. You have to. So I talked about this every time. I talked about this yesterday. A really cool video me and Rick did on the Flip With Our YouTube channel. But we were talking about how wholesaling in 2023 is going to be way harder than 2022. There's actually going to be more deals in 2023 than 2022. It's actually going to be easier overall for me. But it's going to get more difficult because the amount of TikTok wholesalers, the amount of wholesalers swathing into this industry it doubles basically every year. It gets way bigger. And the thing is, most people are lazy. These are TikTok kids. They're scrolling TikTok. I have TikTok, okay? I have a TikTok account, so I can make fun of myself. I'm 23. But all these new people come in, tens of thousands of people, because I get 10,000 people every single month sign up to freewholesaling.com. And the first thing they do, say, what's the easiest thing for me to do? And they all pour into the easy thing. So when you're trying to do the easy stuff, the low-hanging fruit for wholesaling marketing, it gets really hard. But guess what those 10,000 people aren't willing to do? They're not willing to reverse drive for dollars. They're not willing to call a government list. They're not willing to go out here and call a probate. But what I just said, the deals doubled. So the amount of pre-foreclosure deals this year from last year is up, I think, 75% year over year. But the amount of people who are door knocking at pre-foreclosure is not up 75%, maybe 10, 12%, which means the chance of you getting a pre-foreclosure deal should be 60% higher than it was last year. Because there's an arbitrage. More deals, less saturation. There's more deals than saturation. But if you're going out here and calling a for sale by owner list, it's probably going to be harder for you because that's low-hanging fruit. I still do it all day because I can whip the competition easily. But I'm telling you guys, that's $750 a game. And the reason why I gave it to you is because I know 2% of people are actually going to do it. Only 2. Like, honestly, they're not willing to do it. And the cool part is for the actual people that are hustlers, they'll do it. If you're not, hey, I don't know what to tell you, but I'm telling you, take a picture, find their phone number, text them, hey, I just saw the house. Is everything okay? If it's an ugly house, you will get a response back. I promise you that. Just saying. Just saying. Just saying. Sorry to get on a rant on trying to save you guys thousands, hopefully 10 grand this month, this year. But hey, no other guru, no other coach, no other YouTuber. They don't talk about this stuff because they've never been broke like me before trying to figure the stuff out. They don't wholesale houses right now legit. I do it, so I know what to do. Drives me crazy. Number 3, cold calling, guys. Guys hear me talk about cold calling all day. Cold calling will always be here because the people aren't willing to do it. Everyone's willing to do the easy stuff that's not difficult. And if you're willing to do the hard work every single day it takes, you'll do well. I'm telling everybody watching this video, if you are not willing to cold call, you got to go back to your why and say, why am I not willing to do it? Is my why not strong enough? Think about that for a second. Is your why not strong enough? Some great comments today. It's like, oh, I want a better life for my kids. People will tell me that and then they won't cold call because they're too nervous. Oh, what if something bad happens? You're not gonna get sued for cold calling. Okay. If you do it right way, you text her in the right times, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. You go to Wholesaling.com, learn how to do it. You'll be fine. Straight up. The main issue here is your why is not strong enough in your heart. If you're legitimately in your soul really believe, you might say it, but do you believe it? And if you really in your heart believe that you want a better life for your kids, cold calling for a couple hours a day ain't gonna, that is so minuscule compared to what you actually need to do. It's not up to me. Guys, I've already done it. My why's there. I've already made millions. Okay. My passive income feeds me forever. I'm good. I'm Gucci. All right. I don't need to go out here and tell you these things. I don't need to go out here and prove anything in my life. It's already proven. But a lot of you guys out here still need to do that. And that's why I want to talk about it. Right? Go out here and cold call. A lot of people roll their eyes when they hear that. Choose something to motivate you, get you excited. Bandit signs. Come on. That's how I got my first 100K in high school. We buy ugly houses signs, put them on the road. A lot of people, they complain about them. Oh, it's not, it's nice. Or just try it. 100, 200 bucks, put it in there and just test it out. It might not work, but it might. I'm telling you, it's always a good bet to bet on just trying it out. And reverse wholesaling and government lists, right? That's another method, right? But if you can do reverse wholesaling, I think a lot of people are struggling right now with cash buyers. If you go find the cash buyer and then go out here and actually talk to the cash buyer, say, hey, what areas are you looking to buy? And then you find those areas. All right. And then once you find the areas, so find the areas and then ask them what zip codes and then you wholesale in those areas, right? And that's basically it. I can tell you, reverse wholesaling, the wave of the future. Teach it at Wholesaling.com, obviously. And so that's a lot for week one. What's our plan for week one? Honestly, work on creating a master plan and just master how to pull the lists and the right scripts and tactics for your marketing list. Guys, I want everybody to focus on one thing. And it's kind of a rule I talk about, but it is the 1,000 leads rule. That is it. Just focus on 1,000 leads. That's it. So let me get off screen for a second. We're going to back into it, but I want you guys to understand this, that a lot of people just focus on pulling 1,000 leads. Say it one more time. Just focus on pulling 1,000 leads. So this is where everyone gets really crazy. Like, oh, how many leads? What leads? Oh, I'm so nervous. Oh my gosh. The paralysis by analysis is everywhere here. If you could just focus on pulling 1,000 leads from the highest quality sources possible, pulling them together and then making a list, then hitting it with a marketing channel, you'll be fine. Just 1,000 leads. But how many pre-foreclosures? Hey. I said 1,000. I don't care where the 1,000 comes from. Make sure they're the ones I mentioned. I would prefer you do government lists and reverse trying for dollars on it. It's up to me. I would say 500 reverse trying for dollars and trying for dollars leads should be at least half, hopefully, if you're in person. The rest should be government lists if you have less than 500 bucks. 1,000 leads. All we're going to focus on starting now. Can I guarantee you're going to get a deal from this? I can't guarantee anything. I can't guarantee that you're going to follow what I say. Can't guarantee, but I can say there's a high likelihood. There's never a 100% chance you're going to get a deal. The only time, I don't even have a 100% chance I'm going to get 10 deals this month. I've never had under 10 deals. I've never had an under 10 deal a month in gotta be years now, right? But the chance of me getting 10 deals a month is at like 99%. And so the chance I'm going to have one that's not, very low. Because it's like 99.98 or like something like that, right? Because the volume I have and the team I have, it's so big, it's like it's impossible. Pretty much, right? 99.8, and then you compound that over time. It's like, it's going to be very hard. And so once you think about this, it's like, just focus on 1,000 leads. Once you focus on that, I promise you, life gets a lot easier. And so the rest of the week, that's what we're just going to pull the lists. We're going to learn how to master it. We're going to get the right scripts. We're going to learn the tactics, and we're really going to start taking action and implementing it, right? Week 2, then we do some more action, implementation, pulling the list, calling, texting, driving, whatever we're doing, right? The 1,000 leads, that's all we're focusing on. We're not doing anything nuts. We're not doing anything crazy. We're not going cuckoo. And that's it, right? I'll say when we're implementing and we're taking action, we're going to have to focus on about 5 to 10 hours of marketing a week. I really think for everybody watching this, this is what I would probably require. Like, you want to get a deal this month? 5 to 10 hours a week of marketing. Guys, that's a what? 40-hour work week? Not that difficult. Not that bad, right? 40 hours in a month. I don't think I'm asking a lot here, especially to get a $10,000 deal, $20,000 deal, $30,000 deal. It doesn't take that much. Guys, you can make the time. Either the time finds you or you find the time. Get an hour less of sleep a day. I'm telling you, that's 30 hours a month if you sleep less than 1 hour a day versus getting 7 hours. It's not fun, but you can do it. Make a schedule and stick to it too. I'm telling you, if you create a plan and you stick to that plan, you'll do well. Guys, I've talked about this forever, and I will always talk about this. But the greatest men and women in history always had a plan. They always had a plan, all right? So I always say this, Albert Einstein had a plan. Alexander the Great had a plan. Napoleon had a plan. And Churchill had a plan. Harry Tubman had a plan. Susan B. Anthony had a plan. Frederick Douglass had a plan. Guys, all these great Americans and people, Gandhi had a plan. All of these people that I look up to, they all did great things in the world. Do you think they did it willy-nilly? Like, I'm just going to help change the world. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it how I feel. I'm going to do it by the feel, right? Sometimes it's by the feel, saving lives in like emergency situations, but it's like, Alexander the Great's like, how do I conquer the entire Persian Empire and Greece and Thebes, and then I go all the way through the Assyrians and Egypt. He didn't go willy-nilly. He had a plan and he stuck to it, right? You don't go out here and invent great things without just going by ear, right? Like, you got to actually go after it and make a plan. So if you want to be like those amazing people, create a plan, stick to that plan, and keep executing to it, right? One of the best implementations of a plan I've ever seen ever in history was D-Day. Guys, D-Day was a plan. They're like, oh, it's willy-nilly. Just no. It was planned out. They blew up fake balloon tanks in, like, I think on the other side of France, or like on I think Bristol or something in England, to fake the Germans that was like, oh, we're gonna land here, but really they're landing somewhere else. Like, it was all planned out, and it was one of the greatest military maneuvers ever because it was planned out. Because it was all planned out. You don't willy-nilly do great stuff and you actually conquer and do what you actually have to do. Think of business, things like that. I'm telling you, think of the greatest people that you think about in your life, leaders, like great men and women. Did they have a plan when they did something amazing in life? Think about this. You're doing something crazy in your life. You are going to be the catalyst in your family to make financial freedom and change and generational wealth. That's a huge, okay, it's not a military invasion, but like, it's a huge move you're making. But guess what? You ain't going to make that huge move by just going willy-nilly. You're going to actually go out here, make a plan, set it out, and then execute on that plan, and then make a bunch of money. There's a reason why, everyone looks up to sports people, right? LeBron, Jordan, Tom Brady. You watch the Super Bowl, guys, they all have game plan. They don't win a game by just going out here and, we're going to play it like backyard pickup. No. They got plans. They got plays and screens, and they have it all. Of course, like a sports game, like a military invasion. Yes, crazy stuff's going to happen. We're going to have to improvise, but the plan stays there. And so a lot of people have this issue where it's like, okay, I'm going to go out here. I watched a couple of videos. I'm all jacked up. I'm excited. And then it's like, well, what do I do? Guys, you don't have to think about what to do. You should already have a plan already out here. And if you don't have a plan, hop on a one-on-one. I'll give you a plan. You ain't going to like the plan. That's the problem. Oh, that plan's okay, but can I avoid doing this? And can I not do code violations? Can I do this? No. The plan's not what's comfortable for you. It's what's actually going to work. I don't want to drive to the hoop. There's a big man there. No. That's the plan. That's going to lead us to scoring, right? Guys, you have to create a plan. This is why I'm dedicating a portion of this presentation here because of how important plans are. That's how important a plan is. If you don't have a plan, you will plan to fail. So make a plan to win, or if you don't make a plan, then that's a plan to fail. Don't make a plan to fail. That's terrible. Drives me nuts. Day 15 to 21. We're having a plan. We're implementing. We're doing good, right? This is what we call consistency time. This is mile 9 of the marathon. This is where it's like, oh, Lord. The aches and pains are happening. I want to quit. But you ain't going to quit. you're going to go after it, right? You're going to keep going. This is when you start going to appointments. He's closing deals. You're writing contracts. Oh, I like this, right? Now we have to create a dispositions plan on selling the deal. Cash buyers, freewholesaling.com. We got you covered. Week 4, we're getting the end of it. We're going to find the cash buyer, walk everyone through, and then assign the contract. We're going to go out here and actually close the deal. And then boom, we're going to get some money. And now for the people actually watching this, if you have an extra $500, so we talked about this, closing the deal, doing it all right. Like that's for most of everything. But I do want to give people some extra methods on finding leads when you have less than $500. There's about 7 methods I could tell you that you should be focusing on. There's probably 30 or 40, but let's focus on these 7, okay? If you have extra $500 and you want to spend some money. So what I just taught you guys right now was how to actually go out here and wholesale in 30 days with zero money, pretty much, basically zero money at all. Now, this is a bonus. I want everyone to understand this is a supplement. This is something on top of the thing I just told you. So if you have, for the people under 500, so under $1, you got no money, what I just said will be applicable for you. Or if you have a bunch of money, you can do paid list, stuff like that. But now we got $500. Now we got some money to put into it. What are we going to do? Well, let's break it down. Let's really see what we can do with $500, okay? Method 1, we get extra gas money. We drive for dollars, reverse drive for dollars. We go to dmzac.com for a little more speed. That's method 1, right? Extra gas, more time. Method 2, we can do a paid list with listria.com. You know, skip trace. We pay some money for skip trace and get some paid lists if we're running out of government lists. Method 3, we can pay a VA to cold call for us. Pretty easy. 4, we can SMS text blast with smszac.com. 5, we can send out 500 probate mailers. We'd be under that easily. But about $500, maybe let's do a $1 mailer. We can send out those free mailers. Now we have a free letter, a free probate template letter at freewholesaling.com, so you can download it and actually send probate mail out. And it works really well. I just tested it out today for the stream just to make sure. But you can send probate mailers out. I'm telling you, not a lot of people do it. It gets you results. Send the mailers out. Method 6, get a dialer and skip trace and get dialing, right? Use a multi-line dialer. Not a big fan of 10-line dialers. I'd probably say a 3-line dialer is probably the best one. And then 7, I've said this before, stick 200 to 250 bandit signs out. Whatever the $500 will get you. Talk to a local sign shop. They're probably the cheapest. But that is probably what I'd be focusing on right now. Stick to 200 to 250 bandit signs. That is what we want to do. That is honestly what we're doing it, okay? 200, 250 bandit signs. Nothing crazy, nothing nuts, but put them out and you'll do well. And guys, that is how you get your first deal with under $500 in less than 30 days. All about making a plan, being consistent with it, going to freewholesaling.com to learn actually how to do it. And you, I promise you, will have wholesaling real estate success.